It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
It was a great first showing for our group. Hopefully you guys can feel the energy and the competitive spirit of this team. I think it's something that our fans are going to be proud of.
There is Will Hardy after the Jazz get the blowout victory in Game 1. Tonight, Game 2. PK, I don't know how Sacramento is favored by 5.5 points when obviously the Jazz are going to win by 35, if not 38.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a no Kings night. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
Exactly, well said.
I mean, he's Walker Kessler, and he plays basketball for a living. That's all that needs to be said.
Jazz fans are marching all the way to Sacramento right now. It's going to be a beating.
A beating.
A beating. I think that Will Hardy hit it right on the button. I think he used the exact word. I'd underline it. I'd hit the exclamation point, energy. I think the question this year is, for all the youth and for all the problems it's bound to cause, and the games they're going to lose because of turnovers, and the games are going to lose because they don't execute it in the fourth quarter and veterans get over on them, the Jazz are going to win some games people don't expect because they're going to play with energy. And in the Patrick Kinahan world of sports, I do believe they're playing a lot of guys are playing with a chip on their shoulder because they know their place in the NBA, whatever that is, they may be playing to prove they belong on a roster, to prove they belong in a rotation, to prove they belong in the starting lineup, or maybe more importantly, the finishing lineup, the five guys who play the last 5 minutes. And maybe they're proving to Ace Bailey, I'm going to be an all-star. I'm going to be an Olympic dream teamer. I'm going to be an all-NBA. You know, whatever your spot is, you're playing for it. You're not there yet. And when you got a bunch of guys playing with that level of energy and the other teams are beat down and they're rotating through guys, they're going to win some games people don't expect in a style they don't expect. The question is how many of them?
I don't think the last 5 minutes is who finishes, because when you're up by 20, who cares?
It doesn't matter. That's right. You're going to win by 25, you're going to win by 45. What's it going to be?
That's for the guys like Kevin Love. Maybe they can get some time.
Ah, nice. Jazz and Kings tonight at 8 o'clock. Sacramento is favored by 5.5. We'll see how the Jazz do on the road. You know, young guys. The stereotype would be, the cliche would be, they're going to be much better at home than on the road. We'll see how this plays out tonight. Tip off at 8 o'clock. David Locke's here at 8:30 to talk Utah Jazz with us. And, of course, you'll hear the game on the KSL Sports Zone. Pregame at 7. Tip off at 8 on 97.5 The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Shea, swooping right, on the run, lays it up, and he lays it in. A gorgeous right-hand swooping scoop off the window. Thunder 110, the Pacers 109. The MVP rising. Bounce feeds inside to Siakam. In traffic, lost the ball, knocked away by Dort. Wiggins scoops it up. Big turnover. Dort forced it. Shea down the lane by Peter to the rim, lays it up, and lays it in with the left hand. Thunder lead the game by 4. Timeout, Indiana.
And there comes Jamal Murray. High pick from Valanciunas. Pick and roll with Val in the corner. Three-pointer Gordon. Got it again! That is number 9 for AG. A new career high from downtown.
Draymond pops out unguarded, gets the ball. Flipped it to Curry. Screens for Curry.
Wow.
Deep three from half court. And he hit it! He hit it! There's one person on the planet that would take that shot, and he nailed it! We're tied! 21.4 to go. Curry's got the rebound. 27 seconds left. Curry's got to dribble all the way in. Drives and gets a layup. I don't know what the Nuggets were thinking there.
The Warriors beat the Nuggets 137-131. You heard the highlight in there. Steph Curry at the end of regulation. 5 or 6 feet behind the line, contested. It didn't matter. He hit the three. He's ridiculous. He had 7 points at halftime. He finished with 42. On the I don't know what they were thinking play, yeah, I think they quit. Jokic especially, you see him jogging down the middle of the court. He was ready for that thing to be over. It's 6 in OT. There's 30 seconds left. We're done.
Oh, yeah, that's not that big of a deal at that point. Yeah. I just didn't understand why they let Curry beat them, get the ball out of his hands. Yeah. And if somebody else hits a 3, tip your cap. If they get a 2, you're still up and you get in a free throw shooting contest. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They wasted literally the best game Aaron Gordon has ever played. And Aaron Gordon probably had something going on. He's from San Jose. I believe he lost a sibling during the offseason, so there might have been some emotional stuff going on there, and obviously he couldn't miss. But, yeah, I really thought that they blew it, just allowing Curry to have the ball. To just take it out of his hands. If you triple team him, let somebody else hit it.
50 points for Aaron Gordon, but you're right about Curry. Foul him. I don't care anything. But he hits it.
I mean, I don't know about fouling up with more than 20 seconds to go.
Oklahoma City wins their second straight double overtime game. While the Warriors won in OT, double OT for the Thunder, 141-135 over the Pacers. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a career-high 55 points in the victory.
He might be the best slithery player I've ever seen.
Slithery is a good word. It's like there's no space, and somehow he slides through. That is his superpower.
He looks like a snake.
That guy could slip through the crack in a locked door.
The way he can just...
I know.
So smooth, like he's just covered in oil or something, and nobody can stop him. You can't bump him or do anything. Nothing seems to affect him. It's really amazing to watch him play, what he's able to do and how he does it, and he's so emotionless too. It's so impressive. I mean, I'm stumbling for words here because this guy. It's really cool to see someone who, you're a first-round draft choice. It's not like you're coming out of the weeds here, but to be this good is just amazing.
I would say that lack of emotion, fist pumping, jumping around. He doesn't do the put him to sleep stuff like Steph Curry. No, he's more Tim Duncan. Just so little emotion and reaction. And as far as getting to the hoop and scoring, I would say a little bit of the Steph Curry and maybe even better than that. But as far as protecting the ball, going through traffic, and somehow shooting that ball through traffic, putting it off the glass and getting the bucket to go, you would think going through some of that traffic he'd get stripped, the ball would get poked away, but he does a great job of protecting the ball.
Or just get knocked off course.
Yep.
And he's not knocked off course.
He doesn't stumble or get bumped and stumble.
And then we got Barry Trammell telling us that he goes back to Canada and hangs out with his guys, and he's just a guy who lives down the street type of person.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome for the Thunder, and they win again. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
I feel so good about my time there because damn near everything great in my life is because of my football career. My football career starts and will end one day with Green Bay. So I got a lot of love for all those memories and a lot of great friends that I still carry with me to this day.
Big game coming up, Packers and Steelers. So obviously Aaron Rodgers looking back at all those years in Green Bay. The Steelers are 4-2. The Packers are 4-1-1. That's the Sunday night game on NBC. It is cool, the big matchups and all that, but do you feel like they're playing for a little less, PK? They're in such good shape right out of the gate? As opposed to somebody like the Chiefs who used up a few of those L's early, so maybe there's been a little pressure on some of these games, although they're clearly riding the ship.
Well, I still think that there's enough time that whatever you want to be, you can become. Now, that doesn't mean everybody. And I mean, the Jets, we're not talking about them, obviously. Yeah. We're talking about teams that are, we know who they are. Maybe a game or two under at this point, whatever it might be. And did we think that they were going to have a shot? So that's where I'm at with those. Maybe in another 3 to 4 weeks, we might have a clearer understanding of who really has no chance and who has a better chance. But I think there's still a lot of teams that do have a chance, and that's the essence of the league, as Bronco Mendenhall described so, adequately, sufficiently on Monday about what the NFL is about and what the objective is.
Entertainment, parity, give everybody a chance, keep everybody involved, sell more tickets, sell more jerseys, get more people in front of televisions and get paid. It's a business. And the Thursday night game goes the Chargers 37-10. Hey, they didn't ask Herbert to throw the ball 40 or 50 times, and they got to win. I mean, he's
a dangerous
good, but
team.
He can't be the whole offense, and they find Kamani Vidal. Got to say, I knew nothing about him. Had to look him up. Oh, he's from Troy. Huh, okay. 23 carries, 117 yards. Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball. When they get the running game going and they've had injuries on the O-line and at running back, That's to your point. Who are you going to be? They're 5-3. They're poised to be anything. They could be a disappointment. They could win the division and beat out the Chiefs and be rolling into the playoffs.
I think every team wants to win the ball.
It's coming back. We're seeing more and more of it, and we're seeing fewer 300-yard games. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah State.
Aggies on the road tomorrow. They face the Lobos. Kickoff set for 1 o'clock. Scotty G with the pregame show at noon on the KSL Sports Zone. Both teams 4-3. Who gets big win number 5, PK? Who steps close to bowl eligibility? And for the Aggies, a chance to be 3-1 and put themselves in the thick of the Mountain West Conference race for the title game.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to get to the title game. That would be really surprising. I think there's obviously some better teams there. Looking at you, Boise and San Jose State, probably UNLV too.
Fresno.
But with that, with that in mind, if you get your 5th win, whoever gets their 5th win really stands an excellent chance to go bowling. And where these programs at, if you got a bowl game this season with 2 first-year head coaches, that would be a good accomplishment.
They'd have a shot at bowl eligibility. The Aggies would the very next week against Nevada, who is last in the league and 1-6. And then all those contenders you mentioned, you only Fresno, Boise to end the season, and you find out how good you are against the top half of the league. DJ and PK.
Hashtag BYU.
Cougars, undefeated. One of 6 undefeated teams in the country, and they're at Iowa State tomorrow. 7-0 BYU, 5-2 Iowa State. I heard you and Barry Trammell talking about why lower in the rankings, and I thought, I thought it was good that Barry listed 3 reasons, because every individual voter is a little different, right? And who knows why one person does that? But I just think when you look at the Big 12 rankings, an undefeated Big 12 team is going to be behind all the other undefeated teams in power leagues. And the one-loss team in Texas Tech is behind not all, but a lot of the one-loss teams in the power league. And 2-loss Arizona State and Utah going to be behind most the 2-loss teams, the Tennessees, the Louisvilles, the LSUs. They're not getting the benefit of the doubt over those guys.
Yeah, maybe not. But, both those teams got smoked. And so it's one thing to lose a game, but obviously the Utes got smoked, at least if you just look at the score. And I think that's what people might be doing. And then there's no question that the Devils got smoked by the Utes. And to me, if BYU wins this game and then beats Texas Tech, they will get the benefit of the doubt. Now, the good thing about it is if you win this game tomorrow, you could sustain a loss, because I don't care what the polls say. If you can get into the playoff, that's all that matters. And they can't keep you out if you can get in by earning your way.
Well, that part's true, but I see 2-loss Texas with a bad loss to Florida. Utah doesn't have bad losses. They've been beaten by good teams.
Well, I think that the Texas Tech loss was a bad loss, particularly if you didn't see the game and just see the score.
And that goes back to you're in the Big 12 and people aren't paying attention.
But, who cares whether you're ranked 7th or 10th? What difference does that make? Or 11th? I just don't see that it really matters.
No, it matters if you're on the line of 12 and, like BYU last year, just below the line, and could they have been up 3 or 4 spots? If you're 15 spots below or 8 spots below, you're probably not.
Then go earn it. Man, for years, you just wanted an opportunity. That's all you hear in sports. Just give me an opportunity. Well, they got an opportunity. Now we got an opportunity, and that's not good enough? Why'd you tell me all these years you just wanted an opportunity?
I want a better opportunity.
Well, then go earn it.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah.
Utah trying to bounce back from the rivalry loss against Colorado, Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's the late game kickoff, 8:15 on ESPN. We'll have live postgame when the game goes final. Can the Utes bounce back? As Kalani pointed out immediately after the game, both Utah and BYU followed up the rivalry game last year with losses. You were at an Arizona State game a few years ago when you thought the Utes were clearly flat after a rivalry game. That is challenge number 1. Got to come with the right amount of energy and emotion.
Oh, yeah, you just got to win this game, man. There's no question about it.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
It's Storylines for Saturday games. UCLA's remarkable turnaround, left for dead, 0-4, 3-4 now. Well, now they're in Indiana. All right. The party stops here, right? Or the most remarkable turnaround you've ever seen in college football?
Well, if they win this game, then I give everybody on that staff lifetime contracts.
There you go. Georgia Tech's one of the unbeatens. They got Syracuse at home, another 10 a.m. game. Kansas State early, if you want to watch TNT and see an in-state rivalry game from the Big 12. And 6-1 teams playing early in the morning. Ole Miss at Oklahoma. Both those teams 6-1 and flying. So some good games throughout the day. Missouri and Vanderbilt's another game that matches a couple of 6-1 teams. But that's the same time as the BYU game, so I guess we'll be watching BYU and Iowa State and just checking that score or getting a second screen going if necessary. Undefeated Texas A&M is at 5-2 LSU. That is one of the marquee games of the day. 6 unbeatens left. How many of them will make it through this weekend? A couple of them on the road there in BYU and Texas A&M. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Game 1 of the World Series tonight. Will the Dodgers, 9-1 in the postseason, just blow through the Toronto Blue Jays and take the title with their billion-dollar roster? Or will their Achilles heel all year, the bullpen, rear its ugly head and cost them games? I mean, the pitching's been brilliant. I mean, the Brewers scored 1 run in 4 consecutive games, and that's why they got swept. And the Phillies only did a little better.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
6 o'clock on Fox tonight for Game 1. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
Bank of Utah Championship, Black Desert Resort, round 1 underway. They did not complete it. They will finish this morning and then start round 2. Darkness halted play. 4 players tied at 6 under. Thorbjorn Olsen, Jesper Svensson, David Lipsky, and Austin Cook tied for the top spot as round 1 play continues early this morning. You gonna be down there for that this weekend, PK?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
I'll be over there later today checking out all the action and just soaking it in and talking to people and looking forward to see what's going on. Obviously, watched a lot of it yesterday and be on site today.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Oscar Sundqvist was on the ice sheet for 18 seconds before he took another penalty. Sergachev shoots, stick save, rebound, score! And there's the hat trick for Logan Cooley. 3 goals in 1 period. Unbelievable. It's a natural hat trick for one of Utah's youngest stars. Keller's pass to the middle, gets it back from Schmaltz. Straight away, Sergachev rifles one off a stick, and they score! It trickles in after a deflection in front of Jordan Bennington, and Utah's power play converts. Nick Schmaltz is the first one through the line. It might have broke his stick on the way in.
Utah Mammoth beat the St. Louis Blues on the road 7-4. That is 5 straight wins. A club record. All the records got reset when they moved to Utah. So 5 straight wins. Logan Cooley scoring 3 times in a 5-minute span. 11 minutes into that game, he already had the hat trick. Natural hat trick means no one else scored in between. He rattled off 3 straight goals. They get the 4-zip lead, and they hold on to win 7-4. Although it did get dicey there, PK, 5-4. And then the Nick Schmaltz power
it did
play.
for a minute, yeah, for sure. But, yeah, tons of goals, man. Seemed like everything was offensively was happening for them.
This is the most goals the Mammoth have given up here early in the year. They'd held everybody to 3 goals or less. St. Louis gets 4. They are one of the better defensive clubs out of the gate. And when they don't have a great defensive game, they have a guy get a hat trick in the first period, and they ride to a 7-4 win anyway. So Mammoth keep it going. They'll be at Minnesota tomorrow. Coverage will start at 3, and the puck will drop at 4 o'clock. You hear that game right here on The Zone. DJ and PK, that's what's trending. Brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Kevin Graham talking football. David Locke at 8:30. And Brian Howell, Colorado Buffs beat writer for the Buff Zone and the Boulder Daily Camera at 9 o'clock. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The question of the day is next.